everyone, it's the Axle Shifter here, and I am back with the next Multiverse Wars episode number 84. And today, this is going to be a battle between two fan-made Sonic characters that act like villains or the main antagonists of their said verses or series. We have Nazo from the classic Sonic Nazo Unleashed animation versus Seelkadoom from the series Sonic RPG. So we're going to be seeing which one of these two iconic fan-made Sonic villains is more powerful and who would win in a fight. So without further ado, let's go. Nazo is the main antagonist of the 2006 Newgrounds Flash series Sonic Nazo Unleashed, created by Chakra X. And it is said by Nazo himself that he is the embodiment of the negative energy built up in the Chaos Emeralds anytime Sonic and his friends use them to defeat an enemy or any other specific goal. And his goal is to pretty much get all of the power until he has more energy than all the stars in any galaxy or universe. So basically, pretty much, he just wants all the power he possibly can to destroy the world and he just wants all the power. He just wants to fucking own the universe, I guess. But now, let's talk about his powers, abilities, and feats. In terms of AP and durability, Nazo should scale to around planet level at the low end, considering that he can fight on par with Super Sonic and Super Shadow, and can even survive attacks from them. His most specific feat from them is that he was capable of surviving being kicked through the Earth by Super Sonic, a feat that has been calculated to around 179.6 zetatons, or planet level of power, a planet level feat. And this is consistent because it stated that he would destroy the planet as Perfect Nazo, his perfect transformation, which proves that he is more powerful than his base. His perfect transformation is more powerful than his base form, pretty much. But this is a massive lowball compared to his other feats, because he also states that he would have more energy than any star or universe, as I said in the intro for him. So this would get him as high as solar system level, honestly, taking the statement as seriously as you can, really. But still, that's pretty crazy, and he's pretty powerful. Now, as for speed, he should be around relativistic at the lowest possible end, because although he is slower slightly, he can still fairly keep up with Super Sonic and Super Shadow, and Super Sonic could fly out of the Earth's atmosphere in only 7 seconds. But Nazo is even faster than this because he could keep up with Hyper Shattuck, though he was still incredibly slower than him. He can still at least somewhat keep up with him, and could also keep up with Hyper Shadow as well. This would give Nazo faster than light speeds at a high end. And next we have his intelligence or skill, as you can say, since Nazo is a highly skilled combatant who can fight on par with Sonic and Shadow, who are skilled fighters in their own right. And yeah, that's pretty much we already know about his skill and IQ. But now for his hacks and abilities. Nazo's powers include teleportation, flight, chaos energy manipulation through the Chaos Emeralds, of course, telekinesis, chaos control, meaning he can stop time or slow it down thanks to Chaos Emeralds again, and also has mid to low regeneration. Plus, they can't forget about his transformation or forms. These include the perfect form, the chaos form, and the hyper perfect form, all which are more powerful than his base, which is already strong enough. But now for weaknesses. It is shown that he is pretty arrogant and he can be caught off guard a little bit due to that fact. Plus, he can be killed by positive energy. But overall, if someone with the raw power of chaos is out to get you, it's best to surrender, or you might just be cooked, I don't know. Seelkadoom the Hedgehog is the primary antagonist of the Sonic RPG series created by Midnight Marin. He was created by Dr. Eggman using the DNA of both Sonic and Shadow and the energy from the Chaos Emeralds. But after he stopped following Eggman's orders one day, things went tits up fast. Seel has the personalities of both Sonic and Shadow mixed together, pretty much meaning that he can joke around while also being serious. But now let's go to his scaling. Seelkadoom would find himself to be in the mountain ranges of power at the absolute lowest end possible, because he knocked out Sonic out of his super form with just a kick, and he's superior to Riella, who easily defeated Super Sonic while in a weakened state. And he can also deflect an energy blast from Super Sonic as well, and can even overpower Super Sonic and Super Shadow. Though this is a big lowball because he is stronger than Hypersonic at his prime, and Hypersonic's attacks can reach the strength to match the energy of the universe twice over. This would put Seal at around Galaxy level at a high end, considering that he can fight characters that can scale to that range. Now as for speed, he can keep up with Super Sonic and can outspeed Sonic's in his base form as well, while using his Lightspeed Dash. But this is nothing to the time where he surprised Hypersonic with his speed. Plus, there's the feat of Seelkadoom reaching the end of the universe in a short amount of time, granting him massively faster than light speeds. Now we have intelligence. Seelkadoom is a very skilled fighter, due to the fact that he has the DNA of Sonic and Shadow, and we all know how skilled of fighters those two are, and Seal can obviously fight on par with them as well, because of that fact too. Now for his powers and abilities, he has the power to fly, chaos energy manipulation, he can create after images, can create energy projections like energy blasts, force fields, and he has his move called the Danmaku where he fires projectiles that rain from the sky, chaos blast and spears, and can also create clones of himself, though they are limited and they don't really have much autonomy outside of this. There's the Osmose move where Seelkadoom absorbs power from his enemy, the Aura Shield, Dark Spear, Dark Rush, Speed Strike, Chaos Hazard, Gleaming Chaos Veil, Chaos Cannon, and yeah. Plus we have his super transformation called Apex Seelkadoom and Full Power Apex Seelkadoom, where Seelkadoom uses all 7 Chaos Emeralds, which powers him up to his forms at his maximum capacity power. So yeah, he is nothing to mess with. But for his weaknesses, Seal pretty much treats his battles like entertainment or just treats his opponent like toys he can just play around with, since he has the tendency to just hold back because unless he feels overwhelmed, of course. Also, he will lose his composure or like focus or if he's threatened or is not his control. And plus, exerting himself too much can pretty much cause him to be weakened. But overall, Sonic and Shadow are already powerful on their own, but combining them together only ensures that you will lose. But now that we've discussed both characters, it's time I talk about who would win this fight. And while both of them do have a lot of good things going for them, I would have to say overall that Seelkadoom would be the winner of this battle. And I will tell you why. Firstly, Seal takes the edge in overall power since he scales to galaxy level, while Nazo at his highest only really scales to solar system. Plus, Seelkadoom is faster than Nazo as well, due to the fact that he's sped to the edge of the universe in a short time frame. This is better than anything we've seen Nazo do, and since he can keep up with Sonic and Shadow in their transformations, but he was still slightly slower, unfortunately for Nazo. Meanwhile, Seelkadoom can keep up with Hypersonic in his base form, and that's pretty insane, far more impressive. And now both are experienced fighters and can battle on par with their versions of Sonic and Shadow, so both are pretty even in this category. Now we have their hacks and abilities. Because Seelkadoom has so many different abilities, he can pretty much has much more options to take Nazo down. Plus, he has a very specific move or ability that can pretty much seal the end for Nazo, that being the Osmose. The ability where he can pretty much just drain anyone's energy. So, due to that fact, he can just drain Nazo's energy, which would cause Nazo to get weaker as the fight goes on. And since he has the speed gap advantage, Seelkadoom has the speed advantage. Plus, he has more abilities where he can have to gain the upper hand, like his cloning and other stuff and his Apex Super form. Now, Nazo does have transformations as well, but since Seal scales higher in power, those won't really matter. So, in the end, it seems like Nazo just couldn't beat Sonic and Shadow, or at least in this sense anyway. this time now, the winner is Seelkadoom.